Hi, so this could literally be the favorite thing that I'm doing right now, basically. These videos through Instagram stories seem like not only fun, but just a way to really get ideas out into the world for real. So I really hope to connect with some artists in this way. And, full disclosure that I think everyone is an artist. Okay, that being said, but to just get into a little bit of like kind of like the conventional artist as well. I'm really into the conventional practice and thinking about art and what is art, and talking to people about art. And I don't know, I grabbed this shirt. The shirt is brand new. I threw it on for this video for its grand debut. And I have a couple of projects that I've been working on that I wanted to share a little bit about. So much really that I could talk about. I just did I'm doing a lot of different conventional practice right now. As you probably know if you've seen my videos before or talked to me, you know that I think that art is the craft of life in this season of my life. And along with that, I'm also doing conventional practice, painting, music, writing, and so forth. And but just also living my life as art. So these videos are part of my art, and a part of art itself is what I that's how I think of it. And and I really see like these interesting thoughts and actions and feelings arise. It's very similar to the meditation practice that I do, where throughout the day, maybe every now and then, you remember kind of the intentions that you set with the meditation that you did, like a seated meditation earlier in the day, and how it kind of blossoms throughout the day, right? Those seeds grow into actions that you take throughout the day. And it's the same way with thinking about art as a craft of life and art as life, that I just think a little differently. Today, when I went to get a glass of water, I was like, well, if my life is an artwork and I'm kind of working on it, then why don't I have that glass of water that's going to be good for my body, probably good for my soul and mind as well, and just a nice aesthetic choice. I mean, you can't beat water. It's like a classic, right? So it's like, so I have some of those things going on, and some of the conventional practice. I did this. Oh, that's what I was going to say about the conventional practice. I have a piece that I work on. It's called 333, and it's its own piece, its own work. It deals with just opening the aperture, if I'm using that correctly, just hitting record on on a video camera for 3 minutes and 33 seconds, and that's it. That's the piece. And I always think about it like Sol LeWitt. I always say Sol LeWitt, who did the directions for paintings and wall drawings. And I think of those when I think of this piece that I did, that other people could do them, like even after I'm long dead and gone, that people could do, like inspired by this piece that I started doing, which was, it really is its own thing, but I, at some points I saw the work of John Cage. I don't know why, for some reason, I can't say it was inspired by 4 minutes and 33 seconds, but it was somehow connected to it for sure. I'm usually the first person to say who has inspired me, and but for some reason on that one, I guess it's its own animal somehow. That it's just whatever happens for 3 minutes and 33 seconds as you open the the window of recording on a phone, and that's the piece. And then it's really interesting as you're making it, because you can become really aware to the sounds and what's happening in the viewfinder. But also then when you uh, listen to it back or watch it back, you you start to notice different things as well. And I find that that's similar to this idea of meditation. It's similar to this idea of art as life, where you start to notice just little things. it's a little crafting of reality. This ideas of visualization, manifesting, meditation, prayer works in there. It's just this idea of bringing about co-creating what you want your life to be like, and that's kind of what I've thought about with art being the craft of life, and that's part of what the book that I wrote called The Art Flame is about. And I see now that like this is what I've been wanting to do this whole time is make videos and talk, to people. I don't know who's on the other side of this camera, and it's just me alone in my workspace talking to a phone. But I do feel like I know I have had so many awesome experiences with folks that I've named before, but I will say again, Ashley Turner has a very strong human presence online. So does Brainerd Carey and Andy Puddicombe of Headspace, just to name a few. There's been countless other artists and thinkers. Mingyur Rinpoche, I'm not getting his whole name there, but he's a Tibetan Buddhist monk, and so many artists. Uh, so I just see like there's so much potential in this idea of speaking your truth and sharing ideas through these videos, and especially showing up in an Instagram setting where people are, today. Like people are on Instagram, and it's not about having an audience for me, it's not about having fans, it's about connecting with people about ideas, and it's about me getting the ideas out of my head and into the world. So I that's all. That's really it. I mean, I would love if you are listening to this or watching this to comment, share your thoughts, get inspired to do something in your own life as well. That would be great. Or do whatever you want, essentially. Um, it's not up to me, but I always try and like keep to hope, compassion, edification, like good things. I try to like inspire good things. So that's my intent, to inspire, more or less goodness essentially. And so that's always important for me to say, because the spectrum or continuum of life is so varied and can be so varied. But I always come back to those things of like hope and compassion and edification. Um, but and I have more to say on that. I guess there's more to say. I'll have to do that in another video, I think, because this excitement about finding a way to connect with people and get thoughts published. It's you can sit in a room forever writing and writing, and like hoping and praying that you're going to find a publisher. It's like the democracy of the internet. And I know it's kind of like I'm just waking up to it now. But honestly, I can just connect with people, whoever wants to, get into these videos and think about them and engage with them or comment or follow, I guess, that's part of the terminology or whatever. But, that gets inspired or is like-minded. That's a huge thing for me right now. I mean, I had this mammoth conversation with someone who I met recently through a shared interest in writing, and it was just like mind blowing. It was like mind expanding, and I realized finding like minds is really important. So if you're out there and you're in the community, I hope to be able to see if you're interested in art, and especially art as the craft of life. But some people may never be into that idea, and it's just kind of like everyone has their own take on what art is, and I get that. I kind of, it's been kind of like a process or a work in development of trying to find some sort of truth, not the truth or the big truth or anything like that, just a truth that I could work with. And art as the craft of life seemed to be something like that, where it could be basically anything. So it's just that, it's that, well, there's so much to it. I'll have to go into it in another video. But, anyways, draw, paint. You don't need me to tell you to do that. But today I drew. It was great. I got a big old canvas to make a painting. I'm gonna keep this under 10 minutes so that I like, you know, uh, or maybe I could just do another one, or just do whatever. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. Okay, just that's it. That's all I've got.